Hi students, in last class we discussed about respiration of the term the respirations derived from its language, and we discussed about steps and events in respiration. Steps and events in respiration. How many steps is there? Breathing, gas exchange in lungs level, gas transport by blood, gases exhaled by alveoli, the final is cellular respiration. And also we discussed about pathway of air, the most important 4 marks question. Pathway of air. The air enters into the lungs through the nostrils. Nostrils, nasal cavity, from it enters into the pharynx. In the pharynx, a flap-like muscular wall is present that is called as epiglottis. From there into the larynx, it's a stiff box. From it into the trachea. Trachea is divided into 2 parts. Bronchus, it will divide into so many parts. Bronchioles, every bronchiole is attached to the alveoli. Finally, alveoli to the blood is carried. This acts into the cell for the cellular respiration. In today's class, we are going to discuss about epiglottis. Epiglottis and passes of air. Epiglottis and passes of air. Mechanism of respiration and gases exchanged into capillaries and alveoli. Capillaries and alveoli. So we already discussed about this epiglottis. Where this epiglottis is present? So, from the nostrils, nasal cavity, pharynx is there. In pharynx, a flap-like muscular wall. What is that? It's a valve. It's a valve. It will controlling both systems. It will control the digestive system and the respiratory system. When we take oxygen into the lungs, so there is a pharynx is present. This in the pharynx, a flap-like muscular wall is there, valve. This will control the digestive system, the digestive tract, and the respiratory tract. So, when we are swallowing the food materials, this epiglottis will close the windpipe. When we are swallowing the food materials, it will close the windpipe. When we are breathing, this epiglottis will control the food pipe. When we are breathing, it will temporarily close the food pipe. When we are swallowing the food materials, it will temporarily close the windpipe. That's why it's controlling both. It's controlling both digestive tract and it will controlling as well as air tract, respiratory tract. So this is I think very very important. While we are talking, our old people still will say, our elders say, while we are talking. While we are eating food material, we are not supposed to speak. తినేటప్పుడు మాట్లాడకూడదు. They will say like this. Why? What is the reason? There is a chance to enter the food materials instead of digestive system. If the small particles of food materials enter into the lungs, what will happen? It will dangerous us. That's why while we are swallowing food materials, while we are talking, instead of closing the digestive system, it will open the air tracks also, respiratory tract also open. That's why there is a chance to enter food materials into the lungs. Even the small amount of food materials enter, it will stuck in the lungs. So this is the reason. That's why we are not supposed to speak while we are eating the food materials. So now we will discuss another most important, that is mechanism of respiration. Mechanism of respirations. So it is important. So there is a small diagram is there. Just you have to draw a small diagram. Sometimes they will give the diagram and they will ask the labels. Now let us they are asking labels. So this is a trachea. So this trachea is going to divide to many parts. This two parts is called bronchus. This bronchus is going to divide so many parts. They are called as bronchioles. There is a small another organ is there inside the lung. What is that organ? Find out. This is about a rough diagram of diaphragm. Trachea is divided in two parts. Bronchus. Bronchus is going to divide so many bronchioles. Every bronchiole is attached to the alveoli. The big bone. Big bones. Chest muscle wall. Lungs. This is diaphragm. Left muscles, right muscles, rib bones. Chest muscle walls, lungs, diaphragms. I'll give the simple definition of this diaphragms. Lungs neither draw in air nor push it out themselves. Lungs themselves draw in air nor push it outside themselves. With the help of chest muscles walls, another flexible wall, that is chest muscles walls, and the diaphragm, they are taking inside air and sending outside the air, drawing air and pushing outside. Once again I am saying that lungs themselves neither drawing air inside nor are pushing outside back side. It cannot take directly inside or send directly outside. With the help of chest muscle walls and another flexible wall, that is diaphragm, it take it inside and sending outside the gases. So this diaphragm is very important for chest wall. The chest muscles wall is very important for the lungs to draw the air and push the air outside the body. So we will come to the explanation of this diaphragms. So we will simply explain. When we contract, when diaphragm contract, what is contract and relaxation? Contract, so coming to near, contract and relaxation, free relaxation, contract and relaxations. In our heart also, heart will contract and relaxation. Contract and relaxation will take place in the heart. When diaphragm contracts, in the inhalation process, the air enters into the lungs. When we breathe inside, when we take oxygen inside, so this diaphragm is going to contract. We can see a flat shape. We can assume that it's a flat shape, contract. So due to this reason, the chest cavity is increased. Chest cavity is increased. When in inhalation process, when we take oxygen inside the lung, what happens? The chest cavity is going to increase. The chest volume is going to increase. So when diaphragm is going to contract, chest cavity is going to increase. Contract and increase. It's contract and it started relaxation. There is always opposite between the diaphragm and chest cavity. If chest cavity started contract, if the diaphragm started contract, chest cavity started increase, started release, relaxation. So due to this reason, low pressure is not required for this inhalation process. We can easily take oxygen into the lungs. Pressure is not required for this inhalation process. Come to the exhalation. When diaphragm started relaxation, contract and relaxation. When diaphragm started relaxations, in exhalation process, when we send air from lungs to the outside body, due to this reason, chest cavity started decrease. When diaphragm started relaxation is nothing but when we are sending oxygen outside, when we are breathing out, what happens? The chest cavity is going to start decreasing. They are coming to contract. When diaphragm started relaxation, chest cavity started contract. When diaphragm started contract, chest cavity started increase. So this reasons for this relaxation of chest cavity, in the exhalation process, the lungs need more pressure. When we send oxygen, when we send air from outside from the lung, we need some pressure inside the lungs. Sending gas outside the lung, we need some pressures. For an inhalation process, pressure is not required. Don't confuse, it's very easy. When diaphragm contract, it's looking like a flattened shape. Chest cavity is increased. Pressure is not required in the lungs. When diaphragm started relaxation, relaxation, chest cavity is going to decrease. It's look like a dome shape. Dome shape. It's looking like a dome shaped. So for this reasons, what happened? The chest cavity is decreased. So in the lungs, we need more pressure to send air from lungs to the outside the body. So there is a small activities there. We can look at that small activity. So put your finger 1 inch above from the nose. We can see there are two different airs. One is a cool air, another one is a hot air, that is a carbon dioxide. When we breathe inside, so oxygen is a cool air. When we breathe out, the warm air we can see. Another finger we can put it on our neck. There is a flap like muscular wall is there. That is a epiglottis. The pharynx epiglottis is there. Take a small any fruits, put it in the mouth. We can masticate it properly. Then don't remove the fingers. Swallow it properly. Swallow it. What happens? This epiglottis is going to moving up and down. While we are swallowing, it's temporarily closing the respiratory system. Again, the breathing will stop few seconds. When we are swallowing, we cannot see the carbon dioxide coming out from this nostrils. So this is the small activity. So this is about mechanism of respirations. So lungs themselves neither draw in air or push it out. So they need help of chest walls and muscles. Chest wall and muscles. Another most important, gases exchange. Gases exchange. Capillary and alveolar. Capillaries and alveolar. So this is simple diagram of alveolar. In every alveolar, there are numerous alveoli present in the lungs. In this alveoli, there is blood vessels is there. Blood capillaries is present. In the blood capillaries, blood always flowing from one part to the another. Blood transporting the various parts of the body from the hearts. Heart is the main organ to push the blood to the various parts of the body. You can see the blood here. Alveoli. This is capillaries, blood capillaries. How the gases exchange, between the alveoli and the blood capillaries. We already saw in part 3 of air. The air starts from nostrils, nasal cavity, pharynx, the epiglottis is there. It will enter the larynx, from there it will enter the trachea. Trachea will divide into two parts. Bronchus will divide into so many parts. Bronchioles, every bronchioles is attached to the alveoli. Sac like a number of sacs like structure is there in the lungs. They are called as alveoli. See, so we can see one more tables. When we are breathing, 21% of oxygen is present. Inhalation air contains 21% of oxygen. Exhalation contains 16% of oxygen. Inhalation, air contains 0.03% of carbon dioxide. 4.4% of carbon dioxide in exhalations. 78% of nitrogen. 78% of nitrogen in exhalation and inhalation. There is no changes in nitrogen. But inhalation air contains 21% exhalation, 16% oxygen. 0.03 carbon dioxide, 4.4% less carbon dioxide in exhalations. When we take air from the atmosphere, when we breathe an inhalation process, the oxygen enter into the lungs. So in the specific part, that is alveoli. For example, this is oxygen percentage, 21% in the alveoli. 21% of oxygen is present in the alveoli. Compared to the oxygen present in the blood, high concentration of oxygen is present in the alveoli. Due to diffusion process, we already discussed in last class, what is diffusion, what is osmosis. What is diffusion? The molecules move from high concentration to low concentrations. It exactly happens in the alveoli and capillaries. The oxygen molecules move from high concentration to low concentrations. The oxygens move from alveoli into blood capillaries. In the blood capillaries, blood is there. This carbon oxygen is mixed into the blood. Exactly hemoglobin. This oxygen combined with the hemoglobin to form oxyhemoglobin. So when oxygen is mixed into the blood, it will carry into the tissues. In the tissue, cell is present. In the cell, cellular respiration takes place. We already discussed what is cellular respiration. Utilizing oxygen for the process of cellular respiration, producing carbon dioxide and energy. This energy is utilized by daily activity. Again, this carbon dioxide is mixed into the blood to carry again to the blood capillaries. What happens? This exhale air contains 4.4% of carbon dioxide. Again, this blood contains 4.4% of carbon dioxide. In inhalation, the air contains only 0.03% of carbon dioxide. So what happens again for the diffusion process? This carbon dioxide move from high concentration of carbon dioxide to the low concentration of carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide again go away from the body, from alveoli to the bronchioles to the bronchus to trachea, pharynx, nasal cavity, nostrils. This is the exchanging of gases between the capillaries and the alveoli. Due to this reasons, this coronavirus COVID-19 is especially entering into the lungs. What happens once this COVID-19 virus enter into the lungs? It will close this alveoli. It will multiply very fastly. This COVID-19 is multiplied very fastly in the lungs. So the oxygen saturation will be decreased. People are talking about oxygen saturation. What is oxygen saturation? Oxygen saturation should be 96 to 100. Oxygen saturation should be 96 to 100. If the oxygen saturation is decreasing due to this coronavirus COVID-19, they are not able to. So when the 96 to 100% of the oxygen is not mixing into the blood, if the sufficient oxygen is not carried, proper cellular respiration will not take place. If cellular respiration will not take place, releasing of energy will be decreased. Releasing of energy is So the activity will be stopped. There is a more relationship is there. So if sufficient oxygen is not there in our body, cellular respiration is not takes place. So energy will be not released. That's why people are suffocating with this problems, breathing problem. Simple. So gas is exchanged capillaries between alveoli by the diffusion process. The high concentration of oxygen is present in the inhalation air. That's why it will move from alveoli into blood. It will diffuses. And the exhalation contain it will contain 4.4 percentage of carbon dioxide is there. That's why in inhalation 0.03 percentage of carbon dioxide is there. That's why it will move from high concentration to the low concentrations. This is two simple activity. We discussed one is epiglottis, another one is mechanism of respirations like diaphragms. The last one is gases exchange between the capillaries and the alveoli. So today homework, so you have to write only two. One is in your workbook, page number 73. Page number 73. There is a diagram is there. Diaphragm diagram and explanation. Epiglottism diagram. Epiglottis diagram and explanation. Diaphragm diagram and explanation. Finally, gases exchanged capillaries and alveoli. Just you should write only two questions. Epiglottis, diaphragm, one question. Another gases exchanged capillaries and alveoli. Thank you, students.